Hello everyone. Welcome to a bit of an early Scrimcast today. I'm getting pinged in Request Community Caster here to do a last minute Scrim. Looking like we have a Scrim today between 0 and 5 down. Rosters today for 0 are going to be Splunge, Jaded, Jewish Potato, Daxi, and Benito. So far, 5 down. I don't have much information on this team. Not seeing a listing on VRML nor on the Discord server. Looking like we have a Ling member. Looking like we have Haida here and 3 others who have yet to join. And a 0 member dropping out. We shall see how this turns out. I don't have really much information on either of these teams. With 0, I believe recently having completely overhauled their roster because of inactive players, having to quickly bring on a lot of people, having only, I believe, Splunge left on the team after a bunch of people left. We'll see how that turns out for 0. Meanwhile, over on 5 down, I don't know anything about this team, honestly. Couldn't even find VRM Ellison, couldn't even find a team logo for them. Seemingly a very, very new team. Very new team. Which is trying to form up in the offseason here. Maybe trying to put their name out before the next season to get casted a few times. Always a good thing to see with these new teams being formed, trying to shake up the rosters a bit between these top teams. And to, develop maybe some new strategies for the community. As I said, this is Plague Doctor. Normally, I have been casting around 8:30 to 9, but I'm happy to bring it to you early today. Later tonight, we will also have BLC scrimming against Restart. Which should be a fun time. That'll be at 9 p.m., most likely heading straight from this into that after a short break. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Looks like we're still waiting on 2 of these 5 down members, Rainy having switched their tag from R34 to 5 down. Perfectionist leaving that Ling tag up, trying to maybe get some representation out for the team. Looking like so far we have Haida, Rainy, and Perfectionist on the 5 downside. 0 holding the roster pretty steady. Along with first map vote not yet coming in. Maybe just waiting for the rest of these 5 down members. Looking at these past few Scrimcasts, I've been seeing a lot of utility usage from all of the teams, but especially having seen utility usage from BLC last night in order to prevent entrance onto point, even though we only had 2 maps. It was very fun to see how these teams are trying to evolve their utility usage. And during the cast between BLC and Chaos, well, rather, not even Chaos, I realized after that cast, that was not Chaos, that was an offshoot from one of the Chaos co-captains that left the team. Unfortunately, I was not informed, and I just recognized the members and thought it was Chaos, so sorry to those guys. Talked to them after the fact and got it cleared up. But, regardless, I feel that, both teams had some great utility usage. Valor's been doing utility pretty well. A lot of meta pushes coming out, and then with that team last night, that Chaos offshoot, doing some off-meta pushes, able to push into the point quite a bit, maybe not moving quick enough in order to capitalize off of, the bad positioning from BLC, bad utility usage, but just doing a great response in order to hold them off. Having some great clutches there as well, especially from Annihilator. He has been a pretty constant clutch throughout most of these games where we've seen him on BLC's side. It's been a great time watching him perform, especially with the shotgun usage on BLC's side, able to really take down those players. I'm excited to see how BLC will climb the ranks on Season 4, getting an early head start most likely on their elo if they get some good placements. Looks like we have Peep coming in, maybe a tryout 4 or 5 down. Most of these might be tryouts, actually, since there isn't really a team. Maybe just a bit of a concept team here from these 5 down members. Only Haida and Rainy. Only Haida or Haida, not sure. Gonna go with Haida. Only Haida and Rainy repping the name. Looks like we're just missing one of these members. Doing some before the map shenanigans here. I'm excited to see how this matchup turns out. I'm hoping we get started soon so I don't have to cut the cast short if, you know, it goes somehow until 9 p.m. I'm gonna have to cut it short to, you know, hit up the BLC match. The BLC cast, rather. But I don't see this lasting, you know, an hour and 40 minutes, I'm hoping. But we shall see. Still waiting on one of those 5 down members. I'm excited especially to see the economy here. The economy last night was very even. Looking like we have Factory as our first map here. Maybe starting on a 4v5. ZER0 starting on defense. Alrighty, heading into this defense start for ZER0. Excited to see how these two teams compete here. I don't really have any information on these teams. ZER0 having formed in the offseason, 5 down, not even being a team yet. Getting the team play here between these players is going to be an interesting experience. Looking like we have pretty standard buys here from both teams. Splunge going for the Taurus. Bit of a ballsy move there for pistol rounds. An interesting showing here, almost looking like the setup for a comp match or a pub rather than team play here, with only 3 of these members up on the roof, whereas we have 2 still downstairs. Looking like we have a standard A push heading to hatch. Looking at the defenses on ZER0. Not too much defense-wise, with 1 roamer on Jewish Potato. Hoping to catch these 5 down players off guard on the roam. 2 trips holding this window. Players not really able to hear before jumping in. Drone coming in, not seeing the trips, not even checking those bottom stairs. Maybe a bit of a blunder from the droner. Jewish Potato almost taking out Rainy. Rainy able to survive, but 5 down players down. Quite a bit of health already. Almost a full player's worth of health. Splunge taking some damage, not able to take out Hiyori. Looks like we have a push here with Jewish Potato able to take out the flank on Peep. But now, 5 down knows he's there. Has to hold that stairway. Looking like we have Rainy pushing alone with EMP. Maybe an interesting choice here. Able to lose EMP on the stairs for his team rather than holding it near the point. Looks like we have Jaded taking down Perfectionist on a great angle on the back hallway. With Daxi taking out Haida. Jaded taking out Hiyori. After Hiyori takes out Jaded. And Jewish Potato finishing off the round. Holding down a great flank. Getting, I believe, 2 kills along with most of the health down. Getting rewarded by Daxi killing him with that Taurus. Unfortunately. Looking at the scores here, we have Jewish Potato at 2-1, Jaded at 2-1 as well, and Hiyori also at 2-1. That Taurus buy paying off for ZER0, getting some great headshots in. Looks like we have just some trips being planted here from ZER0. Meanwhile, over on 5 downside, looks like we may have a blue stairs push, an off meta to museum actually, rather than an A push. Along with Hiyori and Perfectionist alone on the other side of the roof. Maybe this team not agreeing on where they want to push. But that can be expected with some of these new teams just not quite knowing what their strategy is going to be. Benito and Splunge holding this down. Splunge on lockers may get droned out, may not, depending on utility usage here from these two teams. We have Hada pushing straight into bathroom with Jada hearing it. Hiyori alone with EMP on the gravel. Hada getting seen but not killed. Taking out Jewish Potato for an early kill for 5 down. Almost taking out Jaded, but Jaded now gaining a Viper, getting taken out with a Jesper from Perfectionist, getting pushed now. Benito taking out Perfectionist, but trapped in the corner. Taking out Rainy here. A great string of kills here from both teams. Sorry, just from ZER0. I'm all over the place tonight. But Benito getting trapped in the corner, but able to push out and save himself. And his team helping him along. ZER0 now up 2, heading into round 3. Their economy very, very good heading into these next few rounds. 5 down, definitely on the back foot. Hiyori going down to only 50 credits, along with Rainy going down to 150. If they can get this round off, that'll set them up somewhat well, but if they lose it, they're gonna be down economy for probably the next 2 rounds. Regardless, heading into it, we have 3 Vezins here from ZER0 with a Viper and an Arill bot. Not too bad when it comes to ZER0's defense, and able to hold these down pretty well. Daxi holding that Arill, a very meta choice now that they had the balance change, with Splunge holding the Viper, probably just trying to save a little bit of money. Also holding the Taurus. We have a stim buy only on defense, not on offense. An odd choice here to not get stim, but maybe trying to save a bit of money. Daxi taking some PK damage there as he tries to shoot through his teammate. Perfectionist droning in, getting some information for his team, checking for utility and players, seeing the door blocker, grenade, maybe taking down the drone here, able to dodge it. Not knowing how many players are in this point, with Hada taking out Jewish Potato on an early peek here. Peep on Assembly, trying to go around to the other side. Benito and Daxi both getting droned out without even seeing the drone too soon. Fury outside the wall, maybe getting wall banged. Hada on the side of the door here, getting some info peeks, not seeing anyone, just getting some blind fires. That storage wall now blown. Benito taking out Hada and Rainy before getting taken out by Hiyori. Numbers advantage. Now switching to ZER0's side as Daxi gets some hits off. Daxi almost getting a friendly incendiary on him before Jaded takes out Perfectionist on the box. Techno alone on the open door blocker, getting taken out by a great play space from Daxi. Very quick round there, not much room to breathe for Assembly. But 5 down, also not having very much room to maneuver inside that storage with a late wall blow. And no hatch. Didn't get flanked, surprisingly. Alrighty. 5 down, maybe trying to get their feet under them here and get some good plays. Force buying here to not lose too many rounds. Meanwhile, ZER0 pretty comfortably able to pull buy with Splunge over $5,000 before buying any utility. Looks like we have a standard push here from 5 down. Hiyori pretty excited. Maybe a gen push here from Peep. Seems to be their dedicated roamer here for 5 down. Meanwhile, Perfectionist and Hada to the side. Perfectionist maybe not knowing EMP's directly next to him. Rainy heading to grab it. Alrighty, we have Peep trying to enter this gen. Benito lax, seeing him, but not able to get the kill off. Peep nearly getting a great early kill for 5 down, just not able to get the timing right, unfortunately. Perfectionist droning in for his team with Tetris being blown. Jada taking out Peep on a great angle inside the point. Numbers advantage swinging in ZER0's favor. Perfectionist droning in, getting a great look at the utility used here for ZER0, allowing his team to push straight in. Getting into point now. Only droning out one of these ZER0 members inside the point with 5 down on a bit of a rough push here. Just choosing to go for the meta push, having the wall foam. Hada on the side of the door could get naded here. Hiyori taking out Daxi. Hada almost dying to some utility. Getting trapped by incendiaries here, not able to leave or enter the point. The smoke as well. We have a flank here from Splunge heading through the static. No one is watching it. Rainy getting taken out here by Splunge, and an unfortunate throw of the EMP here, getting stuck inside Hubby. Benito pushing through the smoke. Heda seeing him, getting the kill off, getting taken out by Jaded. What an unfortunate throw there from Rainey into the cubby, trapping the EMP inside the point. ZER0 claiming their 4th round of the scrim. Heading into round 5 here, their economy is unmatched. Meanwhile, over on 5 down, almost going bankrupt to full buy into this second to last round. At this point, not much else they can do, needing to just get a round off to give themselves a good start to defense. I'm guessing this was 5 downs map choice. A great choice on Factory just to get some good baselines for the skill level of both teams. Looking like we have maybe a museum push here from Rainey and Peep. Meanwhile, more of a meta push here on Bathroom and Gravel from Perfectionist, Hiyori, and Heda. Alrighty. Heda pushing in on the Bathroom again. Surprisingly, no ZER0 members there to capitalize off of it. Hiyori looking to go in upstairs with no ZER0 members watching it. Devious lean here from Daxi, not able to get anyone off. Benito pushing upstairs. Hiyori seeing the static, hoping to push in with Benito, ready to punish. Hiyori in now. Benito peeking it at a very good timing. Jewish taking out people. Benito takes out Hiyori. Rainey takes out Jewish as Jaded takes out Heda. Now a 2-4 here with Rainey alone on the back hallway. Perfectionist still on the roof, unfortunately. Rainey hoping to get some picks off here on B. ZER0 biding their time, not really pushing outside of the point towards him, even though they know he's there. A rough incendiary, not really blocking anything here from Rainey. Not quite sure what the plan there was. He also wasted, you know, almost only the only utility he had. Now just down to a frag grenade. Rainey banging the wall, not noticing Jaded is there. Now down to Perfectionist, who I have a feeling might just save on this roof rather than trying to push down. Probably a smart move, seeing as he has a Marui and only $500. He might be able to buy for one of his teammates. Alrighty. Looks like we have Perfectionist on a save round. While he is saving, I want to take a look at the defensive gadgets here from ZER0. We had a static upstairs that blocked them off from that window, allowing, I believe, Benito to push up and take out one on the window. Meanwhile, door blocker here, blocking the meta push, along with a static and 2 trips in the connector. Bit of an interesting trip spot here. If they're in the connector, they're pretty deep in the point. As well as a door blocker to block the B meta push, but nothing on the window here. Maybe an odd choice. Allowing, I would almost put the trips on the window just to give you a sound indicator of when they're coming in. As well as, you know, nothing really on War Room. To be expected, however, they did have some players in War Room able to watch it themselves. Alrighty. Looks like that save round is done. Perfectionist able to preserve that Marui. Splunge getting a little impatient now, trying to see if maybe he was just waiting it out, with Perfectionist not taking the bait. Alrighty, switch round here for the teams. Gonna be an interesting round here, having to hold it down. Looks like a full buy coming out from 5 down with barely enough money. Perfectionist, probably glad he saved that Maruri, else he wouldn't be able to full buy. Daxi opting to go for a Knut and Vezin combo, maybe. Let's see. No, just a Vezin. Thought maybe he was going for both. He has the money for it. Looks like we have some trips coming out here. Pretty standard trips here on Factory. Not trying to iterate on it too much. With a procs and static able to be taken out by a grenade. A meta push here from 5 down. Going back to maybe just the bread and butter, trying to get a round off so they don't have to get 7 in a row to win. Storage being held here by both Daxi and Jaded, deciding to retreat back to point, letting their... Oh, no. Unfortunate utility there from Hada. Jewish Potato taking out Hiyori on the assembly building. Quite an unfortunate timing there. Jaded taking out Hada on a great peek. ZER0 wasting a bit of utility there, trying to take out a player, but not getting the kill off. Looks like Daxi trying to get a little cheeky peek off on this door, able to take out Peep. Perfectionist and Rainy now alone on 5 down, having to 2v5. Really unfortunate on offense here for Factory. Looks like we have Daxi climbing out, getting impatient, taking out Rainy, trying to take out Perfectionist. Perfectionist gets the kill off, but is now going to get chased by Splunge, getting to take out Splunge, and Jaded. Now only 2 of these ZER0 players left. Perfectionist almost dying to a nade. Into another nade. Getting chased here. Perfectionist taking out Daxi. Maybe able to grab a stim. Jewish Potato deciding to back up. Perfectionist not having EMP and not quite sure where Jewish Potato is. Jewish Potato using to come out in storage and just block off his entrance. Perfectionist having some time. He could grab that stim from in front of the storage door, but probably deciding against it just based off of the peak. Having a minute left is not too bad. 4K from Perfectionist, a potential ace. Well done by Perfectionist. Already looking at the push here, we have Jewish Potato waiting very patiently with a Knut in hand. ZER0 able to hold this point down, 5 down. Having to push through solo is a rough time. Perfectionist aiming to grab the EMP, maybe trying to push a 1v1 situation here. Jewish Potato not liking how quiet it is, deciding to come around. Perfectionist going to be met with a door blocker if he does come through A. Not having much time left, he's going to have to do something here. Grabbing Foam, trying to push in. Hopefully he checks his left before he goes in. Looks like he's going to switch to storage. He doesn't really have much time to plant here. It's going to be rough. Oh no, he loses the time. He can't plant. Tries to go for a kill, but he drops the EMP and unfortunately loses just enough time to not be able to plant. Neither of these players seeing each other until the last moment. Jewish Potato getting the kill off? On the black screen. My goodness, well done by Jewish Potato. That is a crazy timing. ZER0 now up 6, 5 down, having to get 7 rounds in a row here, especially rough after the 4K from Perfectionist. Just having a rough time of it here. Looking like we have mid-floor points on pistol rounds. Could be an alright thing here for 5 down to hold. We have Peep on a hatch watch, along with Hada, not fielding too many players on the points. Splunge and Jaded hoping to push in upstairs with Benito upstairs as well. Jewish Potato maybe hoping to drop into assembly. Alrighty. Looks like we have Jaded and Sponge pushing in with Hada right here. Hoping to capitalize off it. Drone coming in. Maybe Hada not taking out the drone, unfortunately. Getting pushed by Splunge. Sponge able to get the kill off with the Taurus. Peep biding his time on the point. Maybe not getting droned out here. Not getting droned out, luckily. Jaded taking out Hiyori. Peep's going to have to push pretty quick in order to have any sort of team left as Perfection takes out Jaded, but Jaded takes out Rainy. Perfection also takes out Splunge with a headshot. Now down to 1 health. Running through Connector, trying to get away, having players on War Room and Connector pushing him. EMP down in Connector as well. ZER0 pushing in. Jewish Potato hoping to kill Perfectionist. On the peak, not quite knowing where he is. Peeking through, getting the kill off. Now Peep alone on the hatch. Not realizing EMP was in Connector. And Daxi getting the kill off on Peep. ZER0 claiming a flawless map victory here. Factory going down. Looking at the scores, we have Jaded leading on ZER0 with Perfectionist leading for 5 down, getting that 4K in the last round, doing very well for himself. Looks like we may have a roster change here from 5 down, subbing someone out. Not quite sure what the next map is going to be. I don't have much background information on these teams, so it's just a guessing game. But well played from ZER0. 5 down, just not able to claim any rounds off of them. Maybe just because of maybe some existing chemistry over on ZER0, have these players maybe played together before. On 5 down, looking like just a few maybe tryouts or just randoms from the community even. A Ling member, 2 5 down members, and a looking for team. Not quite sure what they need to field here in order to gain the upper hand. But well played on both sides. 5 down, still putting up a pretty good showing overall. Looks like we have another 5 down member dropping. Another 5, maybe a server change happening here? Talking to the teams. Interesting here, having some of the players drop. Yep, looks like a server change. I was hoping it was a server change and not just the players dropping, having not wanted to play the rest of the scrim. Looks like it is a server change. I do need to get a splash screen here, but for now, you're going to see me switching the server, getting the lobby info here from ZER0. Looks like it's going to be on Perfectionist with the same password. Alrighty. Maybe 5 down, not too happy with that server, wanting to rotate off of it and try to have a better result. I believe this is going to be ZER0's map choice. We'll see what they pick. If I had to soul read here, just getting a guess off, I'm going to guess I've seen Arctic quite a bit over the past few scrims. I've also seen teams trying to practice Mall. So I think I am going to guess Mall here. We'll know in 20 seconds. Looks like the teams are going to stay constant here. Rosters staying the same, deciding not to switch anyone out. Maybe a smart choice on ZER0's side, and 5 down, trying to stick with that roster. We'll see how this works out for them. I hope it works out well. This team seems to be gaining some chemistry. I was completely wrong. It's going to be Ship. Unfortunate. Well, we'll see how Ship turns out here. 5 down, able to start on defense this time. Meanwhile, we have ZER0 on offense. Looking like pretty standard buys here from both teams, other than Splunge claiming that Taurus. And Jewish Potato heading to Spectral. We have a drone coming out from ZER0, along with Breaching Foam and a frag. No incendiaries. And I'm somewhat concerned, not even concerned, just confused rather, not seeing any incendiaries coming out from 5 down. They're such useful tools for holding off the point and holding off the plant. We'll see how this works out for them, not having any of that utility. Only having a grenade is rough. It's easy to just get rid of, and then, you know, it's gone. Maybe claiming a quick kill or flushing someone out of a room, but other than that, you know, we saw a great grenade flush being used, I believe, against Chaos. So we'll see how this works out. Looks like we have a pretty standard push here from ZER0, going for the wall blow to this main room here. Hiyori biding their time by the vent. ZER0 wasting no time in pushing in with Peep on the back hallway. Looking like he may get droned out here. Peep aiming to peek out. ZER0 none the wiser that Peep is on the stairs. Peep unfortunately not having the trigger discipline to wait until that player is in full view of him. ZER0 now watching the flank. Jaded nearly taking Peep out, but Peep almost returning the favor here. Daxi taking out Hada on the peak. Jewish Potato able to plant with no fear. Perfectionist getting killed here by Daxi, as well as Raina getting killed by Daxi. Peep taking out Splunge. Now Fiori alone on the other point here. A rough push here for 5 down. Having to push in on 3 Spectrals. And also having no utility to assist. It's a pretty rough push here. Looks like Fiori trying to enter into Connector. Not getting the kill off on Daxi as Daxi play spaces. Getting the kill off. Letting ZER0 claim their first round here. Claiming pistol round pretty good for ZER0's economy. Just really unfortunate team play happening here on 5 down. Getting picked off one by one rather than playing the buddy system is unfortunately just not working out here. Looks like Hada may have disconnected. Hitting the bot pose. Meanwhile, we have no force buy over on ZER0. Rather opting for a Rill and an Omen. Other than that, going straight for pistol economy here, trying to save up some money. Meanwhile, 5 down, still on pistols. Other than a Viper buy from Hada, who has come back. Looking at the utility here, still almost no offensive utility from 5 down. Hoping to just hold these points up. I'm not even seeing any defensive utility coming out. Maybe just hoping to use their gunplay alone to get this off. Looks like we have a pretty standard navigation push here from ZER0. With Peep watching for the drone, trying to throw a grenade out and catch these players off guard. Not able to kill anyone, but taking out the drone, luckily for him. Peep getting taken out by Jaded very early. The drone actually not getting taken out by the grenade. Hada holding this door down with the only Viper. Potato trying to get some info peeks here. Jaded taking out Hiyori after blowing the wall. Hada not able to get the jump on Daxi and dying. Sponge taking out Perfectionist. Now only the flanker up with Rainy getting pushed. Being taken out by that Arill from Daxi. Unfortunately, the gun advantage being held down by ZER0. Just overpowering 5 down. Maybe some shooting here from ZER0. Looking at the stats here, we have Daxi on a 6.0 KD, 6-0 here, heading into round 3. Very good. We'll see if he can hold that up throughout the rest of the map. Then we have 2-1 from Jaded. Meanwhile, over on 5 down, only 2 kills throughout the entire team, unfortunately. But they still have a lot of time to pull this back, and I'm hoping with these, looks like Vezins and an Uricon coming out, they'll be able to hold these points down, maybe trying to use the shotguns to get more point defense, as well as 2 smokes coming out from Hiyori, trying to deny information from these players. An odd choice of utility for round 3, I would say. Especially still not seeing a lot of defensive utility here. Really trying to play their cards. Alrighty, Benito taking some early hits. Looks like we have a pretty quick push here from ZER0 into medical. A incendiary being used to very quickly clear the back of that box, able to figure out there's no one back there. Using 2 of their utility here, unfortunately just not getting it off. Hiyori throwing out 2 of their smokes here, but actually helping rather than hurting ZER0 with those smokes, allowing them to get into the point without any difficulty. Jaded pushing straight through. Getting killed. Rainy getting killed by Jaded, as well as Perfection getting killed. Daxi killing Hiyori after Hiyori kills Benito. Hada dying to Jaded here. Now only Peep alone. Looks like Peep was on the flank. Jewish Potato knows he's there. Tries to get the blind fire off Peep, able to take out Splunge. But getting taken out by Daxi here, denying some of the utility, some of the gadgets here, but not much. Daxi opting not to save the drone. 5 down, really having to scrape together some cash here in order to get some buys. I almost feel they should save here, able to have 5 rifles heading into round 5, but I suppose they really want to try to claw some rounds back early rather than having a repeat of last map. Perfectionist getting these sound cues, probably telling his team. Yori rotating in and out. Looks like we have Rainy outside the vent here. Definitely a meta push here from ZERO, maybe feeling a little bit more confident now that they have a map under their belt. Getting some team plays down, starting on offense here very well. You know, able to rotate into defense. Even if they lose these 3 rounds, they're going to have a lot of momentum behind them. As well as they have a lot of utility this round with some incendiaries, frags, smokes, flashes, and a drone. Looks like Bot Neo heading in alone, unfortunately dropping a player with EMP down on the ground. Splunge able to take out Perfectionist and return. Ada able to take out 2 of these players with a great roam. Almost taking out Splunge with that incendiary as well, just not able to get the kill off. Unfortunately overextending on the peak there and getting taken out by Splunge. However, 5 down now, holding the numbers advantage. Peep trying to recreate Ada's push here. Splunge not watching his back, almost dead. Peep able to peek in on Splunge. Almost able to take out Splunge, but getting taken out. Able to kill Benito in the process, however. Splunge now alone on a 1v2, getting a great incendiary into the point, but blocking himself off in the process. Splunge trying to open this wall up, giving himself some more options. With the Vezin, has the gun advantage here against Rainy. Not against Hiyori, however, who is pushing in. Getting some info peeks off. And getting a great blind fire off on Splunge there. Finishing out the round and 5 down, claiming their first round. And up some utility. Rainy shooting the body here. Maybe shooting his teammate's body rather than the enemy. Cutting it a bit close there, however. ZERO very quickly able to return themselves to near full buy, having very good economy. 5 down, now able to maybe swing back the other direction on a full buy. Placing some trips down, some defensive utility. Daxi taking his first death after 8 kills. Meanwhile, Splunge at 4 and 3. Push Potato at 1. Peep and Hiyori both at 3 kills. Hada at 2. And Rainy at 1. Perfectionist bringing up the rear. Have Hada and Perfectionist jacking themselves off here. Already, we have a full buy coming out other than Benito over on ZERO, trying to claim these rounds back for themselves, claiming not able to now guarantee overtime because of that loss. Looks like we have a meta push here on navigation other than not blowing the hatch. A double drone, an interesting strategy here. Double drone into the same door, not quite sure what we're thinking. Checking the back hallway for utility, not seeing too much or a roamer. Not really checking too many of their corners. Now identifying B is completely clear. 5 down, just having no players on B. Looks like they're not going to call a rotate, however, with Perfectionist and Hiyori now rotating over, realizing their vulnerability. ZERO also realizing it. Hada taking out Jewish Potato. But these players are now rotating around, realizing how empty that A point is, pushing straight in, not realizing Perfectionist is on the other side of the box. Perfectionist taking out both Benito and Bruce with that shotgun before getting taken out by, I believe, Daxi. Splunge taking out Hada and Hiyori. But now in a 2v2, now a 2v1 here, ZERO swinging the numbers advantage in their direction, with Rainy alone on 5 down, having to contest with 2 players here. Daxi and Splunge both. Daxi pushing straight into the connector without fear, taking out Rainy. A very good push there from ZERO. Very well done. The players sharing a high five to congratulate themselves. Well deserved as far as I'm concerned. ZERO playing a very good rotate there, able to catch these players off guard. 5 down, maybe not calling that rotate to the other point soon enough, not able to get in position. Looks like ZERO pulling out all the stops, going for a full buy with Jewish Potato using a Knut, having the hot dog skin. And then over on 5 down, not too much money to go around, looking like we have just a partial buy from Perfectionist Hiyori. And Rainy having rifles, but then Hada having only a Viper. Peep maybe AFK here, unfortunately. Not having a ton of time left to buy their weapons and get in position for the round. Looking like we did have a roster rotate here from ZER0, bringing in Bruce. Formidable foe here. Strong name. Looks like we have Hori behind the box, probably about to get droned out. Definitely about to get droned out. Hada getting taken down immediately by Splunge, getting punished for that roam. Hori still behind the box, not moving. Splunge not checking his corner well enough. Hearing Rainy's footsteps, but not realizing there's still a member behind that box. Benito able to take out Rainy, almost dying in the process. 5 down, almost evening up the numbers here. Benito getting a heal, holding both of these frag grenades. Juice Potato still upstairs after droning, clearing the back of the box with a grenade. Great grenade there, rolling directly behind the box. Peep on the flank, getting killed. Juice Potato taking out Hori with a shotgun, as well as Perfectionist. Very good nut plays there from ZER0. Now, these players, ZER0, up 5 on defense. ZER0 playing a pretty dominant and aggressive game on offense here, not really giving 5 down much room to breathe. Hopefully 5 down can recreate that heading into this pistol round, with Peep opting to go for a Taurus rather than a Spectral and some utility. Meanwhile, over on 5 down side, looking like we have a Taurus buy here from Splunge. Pretty standard from what we've seen. Over the past few scrims, I have been seeing, that pattern. We've been seeing 4 Spectrals, 1 Taurus, maybe 4 Spectrals, 1 Cyclone. But not a ton of 5 Spectral only. Looks like Juice Potato hoping to punish Pete being on this door. Pete none the wiser that someone is here. Holding that Taurus, he does maybe a disadvantage here. Hada pushing straight in. Juice Potato biding his time, able to take out Pete. And Hada on the door, but Hash getting blown right above him, getting taken out by his own teammate through the wall. Maybe an accident, maybe on purpose, who knows. Hori pushing in, Perfectionist also pushing in, Splunge holding that angle along with Benito. A grenade there onto the stairs. Benito was further down the stairs, but doing a great punish there on the flank. Hori behind the box, Rainy taking out Benito as Hori takes out Splunge. However, looks like these players are going to push into point. Daxi definitely hearing that foam go off, but deciding not to push, just waiting. Hori not checking his corners. Daxi able to take out another one of those players. Bruce able to get the kill on Rainy after Rainy takes out Daxi. Unfortunately, not checking their corners definitely got 5 down, killed there. Showing the importance of checking corners 100% of the time. Even if it is just a quick glance, it'll give you some information, at least for your team, rather than having to take the time to look for the bullet line. ZER0 dominantly in the lead here, with some trips being set up on the roof in, let's see. Some trips being set up on the roof here. And then we have Rainy upstairs, maybe looking to drone his team in. Still on a Spectral. 5 down, forced to go for a eco buy here, having really no money. Meanwhile, ZER0 able to buy, 2 Knuts and a Rill and 2 Spectrals, along with some utility. Leaves them very well ahead on economy here. Benito going for a bit of a rude peek there. That would have been rough if he got someone. Rainy taking out Daxi here on the peak. Rainy not having any sights on his gun. Looks like an off-meta push here from 5 down. Catching these players off guard. Hada pushing straight in, checking their corners. Now ZER0 on a 1v5, except for Jewish Potato taking out Haida from beyond the grave because Haida does not check for trips. Benito on the hatch, Yuri not even realizing that he could be on the hatch, getting taken out here with Rainey on 1 health and taken out by one of these pellets from the shotgun. Very unfortunate situation here, playing Ring Around the Rosie. Benito lagging a bit, maybe not quite sure where Rainey is. Unfortunately, lagging quite a bit there. Pete looking to take out his teammate. If only he had, would have been pretty funny. But kept his teammate alive for the economy. 5 down, claiming their second round, maybe gaining some momentum here. Still having to win 5 in a row, but it's definitely not unheard of. I'm excited to see if that does happen. Able to claim a map for themselves would be very exciting. Looks like we have bottom floor here with Peep upstairs. These 3 players up top being a little late to rotate out, along with Hiyori with EMP still on a Jesper, but most likely he will buy. 5 down, still holding on to SMGs other than the Vezin buy here from Rainey. Looks like we have Jewish Potato holding down a Taurus. ZERO's economy somewhat in shambles after that round, having to really somewhat force buy here. I would almost, since you're up 4, you could just save quite a bit of money, just go pistols, and then dominate with a rifle, but I suppose they feel like they just don't have that option. That is fair. That would give 5 down even more economy to work with in the future. Haida pushing straight in. Benito behind the box getting some hits off. Looks like Splunge taking out Perfectionist with a great grenade. Fury taking out Daxi as Benito takes out Haida. Benito also taking out Rainey, with no fear, pushing at those stairs with only 6 health. Peep now unfortunately on a 1v4. We have slow push here. That round moving extremely, extremely quickly here with barely over 2 minutes left. Now we have a minute 40, minute 35. Peep here pushing in, trying to find the EMP. Jewish Potato taking out himself by trying to TK. Peep taking out Splunge, but allowing ZERO to know where he is. Looks like we have Benito pushing down the stairs. Very chillax here. Peep pushing through, not realizing there is a player on the stairs. Benito biding his time. Peep just barely missing him, getting taken out by Bruce. ZERO claiming the second map. Hello, Skit. How are you doing? Skit in the chat. Alrighty, that second map down, 5 down, able to claim 2 rounds now. Maybe getting a bit more momentum for map 3, getting some team play down. ZERO barely able to get some of these rounds off, but able to get them nonetheless. Heading into map 3, maybe seeing more of a neutral map pick here. With 5 down, able to choose, not quite having, maps that they're good at overall as a team, so maybe seeing a hideout pick here or mall to try to even up the odds. Regardless, the final positioning here on the leaderboard with Daxi up top on a 3.0 KD. Meanwhile, we have Rainey up top over on 5 down, along with Hiyori, with Haida and Peep holding down 4 and 5 kills, along with Perfectionist with 2. ZERO having Daxi on top very dominantly, with Splunge as a close second, and then Jewish Potato, Benito, and Bruce lagging behind a little bit. I believe we will have third map. I'm hoping we do. This has been a very interesting matchup to watch, and especially watching, the team plays here. It does feel like at the beginning, and now it feels like I'm watching, maybe comp players try to work together. The players typically good on their own, but having to do spontaneous teamwork here, trying to figure out, okay, how can we play together rather than separately? Looks like we may have a roster change here from ZERO, dropping one of their members. We'll see what happens. Maybe another server change here? With members dropping from both sides. I'm asking one of the captains to see if there will be a third map. I would hope so, but maybe because 5 Down did lose those first two, they may just decide not to. It looks like it's either going to be no third map or it's going to be a server change with players dropping from both sides like flies. Daxi looking to be AFK. Fury and Perfectionist conversing as well. Juice Potato getting some basketball shots in. I'm seeing a lot of utility usage on both teams, but not a lot of utility being bought over on 5 Down or really any of the defenders. Looks like I'm getting some talk here. Looks like we're not going to have a third map. Unfortunately, no third map. I have been enjoying these third maps, but regardless, I feel this was a good cast to watch with ZER0 pretty dominantly holding these two maps down. It's been an enjoyable experience. I hope that 5 Down plays well throughout the season, and I hope they get a good roster going that can work together. And ZER0, you know, the roster rebuild here seemingly important for their team plays, getting some great rounds off, able to work together as a team more and more as they play together. Regardless, I hope you all enjoyed. This has been Plague Doctor. This was a cast watching a scrim between ZER0 and 5 Down. I hope you all have a great night. And I will see you all at 9 p.m. EST to watch BLC versus Restart. Looking to be an exciting matchup. Have a great night. I'll see you in about an hour.